What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, so many of you are getting the Glance LED. I guess the best way to describe it is your own personal sports ticker. You get it home, you connect it to the internet, you tell it what you want to see. NASCAR, UFC, Major League Baseball. It's going to give you live real-time updates. There's absolutely no fee that you pay each month. If you don't care about sports for whatever reason, it's still going to have you covered with news, weather, stocks. Incredible unit will change the way, literally, you watch movies, TV, sports, video games. Recommend highly. You get one of your own. Now, we are going to talk about NCAA 14, and I understand that to some of you, you're probably just too young to fully grasp what we're talking about. Okay, the NCAA 14 was a beloved game. I'm not talking about a football game, right? I'm talking about a sports game. And there's a reason for that. And we're going to get into that and how EA continues to disrespect you and me as a customer, even if some of you, just don't seem to care or respect yourself enough as a customer to see that. That's the difference between some of the people in my comment section and others in my comment section. Some of you are just happy to get a game, any game. Doesn't matter. But that's not everyone. Okay, now the NCAA had some rulings, had some licensing that created a lot of issues for college football games, college games in general. Okay, we worked around them, and we now, of course, have this NCAA game back. And a lot of people are happy for that, myself included. Okay? However, the fact that we can't edit players, and I can already see the comments. Oh, this guy's such a nitpicker. I can put socks on my player. I can put hand warmers on my player. That's not what we're talking about. If you want to sit there and spend your day dressing all your players up like it's a Barbie doll, that's on you. Okay? We're talking more than just equipment. Now, if EA had been honest and said, listen, we've worked hard for this license. We have some obligations now, and you're not going to be able to edit current players, I think a lot of people would probably have understood. But I cannot think of one other sports game where you cannot go in and edit the fictional players. Fictional players. So, again, just to stress this, for those of you happy to have a game, be happy you have a game, go play it. But for the people that expected more, for the people that took that 1-year delay to heart, I would go as far as to say if you knew that you couldn't edit players, it would have more than likely changed your opinion on whether this was a purchase day one or not. And let's also make it abundantly clear that if EA Sports knew its audience, if they understood the reverence for NCAA 14 and the modifications that game had from the community to keep it alive for so long, that doing this would have really turned back a lot of those people. And it comes down to attention to detail. Not just with these player edits, but content creators. What many of you need to understand is the ability to modify the game is what was the lifeblood of that game. And EA today, puts all of us in such this box where let's say, 10 years into your franchise, there's no current players even on your roster, and you still can't go in and edit. I just don't understand how this makes logical sense. How you're at the mercy of all these generic names, numbers. What was the purpose? What was the point? And I also want to point out one thing that, again, a lot of other content creators really haven't pointed out. And it comes down to attention to detail. It comes down to respecting the work that was put into this game. Okay, do you understand the atmosphere sounds are not tied to a slider? And again, for the children, and I stress that, for the children that think that's nitpicking, I want you to understand, because you may not have ever worked on something in your life. You might not actually be of an age where you've went and worked on something. Okay, EA had a whole team dedicated to going out and capturing the college game day atmosphere through sounds. And those guys worked hard. The sounds in this game are phenomenal. But the fact that none of that work is actually tied to a slider. The fact that in those bands, there are songs that actually get copyright struck when we upload videos is astonishing. So just keep in mind why most games, if not all games, allow you to kind of modify what you hear in your output, EA instead just ties it into the crowd. So if you need to turn that down, you lose all that crowd atmosphere. Imagine going out and getting all those fight songs, all the band, all the chants, all the specific team sounds, and then you don't actually put it on its own channel to where we can edit it. That is the lack of attention to detail. That is zero foresight. That is zero forethought. That's simply not caring. And you know what? It's not just that you're not caring for the person working on the game with you, putting in that time, putting in that effort. It's also not caring for the gamer, that you might not want to hear all those sounds all the time. For the content creator that, again, might not have the ability to stream the game the way they want to and generate the income they would like because of this. There are so many little things in this game that people love to prop up. I literally watched a content creator go on and on and on about the detail of a chair on the sideline. I mean, the folding chairs. I don't understand where this community draws the divide of let's fall over ourselves to look at the detail of a chair that actually doesn't have an animated character that goes to sit down in it, versus let's actually look at the fact that we can't edit players or we have true game-breaking flaws. Because anyone that's sitting there in their game, zooming in on the folding chair on the sideline, and then just looking at it, I don't know where you can say that person is, nitpicking. That person is addicted to the positivity in the game. Is that person not maybe of a toxic positivity? If you're willing to sit there and say, you know what, I'm not going to look at the flaws in the gameplay because I would rather zoom in and look at a chair. That, to me, represents an issue. And the reality is, if we don't start right now telling EA this is not acceptable, then you are never going to get a better game. Did we not learn with the hashtag #FixMaddenFranchise, where for years, we were given a subpar product, and it finally got to the point where we essentially had to put pressure on EA. If you don't start now, you are going to get 3, 4, 5 years of a broken game. If you're going to sit there and just sit on your hands and say, thank you, EA, for this beloved game, I don't care that I can't customize anything, and I truly don't care that that's what got this game to the point we brought it back because things were customizable. Then you're never going to get it. You're just going to accept mediocrity. And if you want to accept mediocrity, that's fine. You can go play Madden. Madden is a game that is built on mediocrity. Madden is a game that has tarnished the legacy of Coach John Madden. And if you want the next generation of football gamers to look at NCAA in the very same light, then that is a critical mistake for the love of football games. That I would say may actually be a fatal mistake for the love of football games, because we should not continue to let EA. Again, they disrespect you as a customer because they know what we expect. They take it away and no one says anything because they want to sit there and project that they're positive and that they love the game, or quite frankly, they want an agreement with EA, so they're afraid to speak up. I don't need an agreement with EA. I don't want an agreement with EA. I don't care. I want the best football game. And I know that the best football game doesn't come from having a bunch of YouTube content creators sitting around a table at EA Sports. It comes with real football players. It comes with Pat Kerwin sitting at a table at EA Sports and saying, this is how you make a game, now go do it. And EA has failed to do it, both with Madden and now with this game. And in time, you'll see it. If not, I'll still show you, because I will be back in the week with more commentary.